So I have the privilege of sitting with Peter Lane, who's from Bridge Church, Horwich, and we're just going to have a chit chat about his life and his journey and how God has helped him in that. So thank you, Peter, for doing this. It's
No problem.
a real pleasure to sit with you once again. I know we've had a brew before now. So just tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I came to know the Lord quite a long time ago now. It was when we were kids playing on the park in Horwich.
Really?
And this blonde, blue-eyed guy turned up,
Yeah.
called Roy Beresford.
Oh, great.
And he said, do you want to come to our meetings? We do like children's youth thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I'm not going there. You got to be joking. And the other lad said, yeah, we'll go. So peer pressure set in then. So we all went.
Right.
And it was brilliant because he had this great big bag of sweets. And he got people doing Bible finding, you know.
Right.
And every time he found a verse,
Yeah.
you got a sweet.
So,
But we were up against the girls.
yeah.
And the girls are fast. You know, have you noticed that?
Yeah. Oh, I've noticed that. Yeah, getting a word in, edit that bit, Dan. But what about, so Roy Beresford actually was the founder of...
That's right. He
Bridge
bought the chapel for about £3,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And opened it up in 1959.
So if you don't mind me asking, when you were that young, how old were you when that was?
13.
13?
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
Oh, gosh, 77.
I'll let you do the maths. I don't know what that means. Or math, as they say in America. So you've been on that journey. You went to the church. And
obviously we started doing Bible. How Roy did it was to get us interested in the Bible.
Yeah.
And then started talking about salvation.
Right.
And the first verse I ever met or came across was John 3:16.
Really?
And that was sort of, I just got it.
You got it.
You know.
So as a young person, for God so loved the world, you got that, and as a young person, you accepted Jesus.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, then your Christian walk starts, doesn't it? So
it does, yeah.
So what about that? What about your journeying in through?
It's funny. I had no problems till then, and then life starts getting difficult.
Yeah, I could get that.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the devil doesn't exist till you get saved. And
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
He does.
That's really apt. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to go through a few things, particularly with my parents.
Yeah.
You know, my dad was anti-Christian, really.
Was he?
Because he was an ex-Catholic and he was
right.
Died in the wool socialist, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So I had difficulties.
Yeah.
But eventually, he let it go.
Yeah.
And we just grew in the Lord and studied the Bible, went to the meetings.
So you know what you know, the beauty about just chatting to you, Peter, is that you've had quite a varied life. You've seen God's divine keep you. You've seen God's divine lead you.
Yeah.
But you've also been part of a church in Horwich that's seen good days and difficult days.
Indeed, yeah. We have been through ups and downs there.
Yeah.
And we've all struggled.
Yeah.
One way or another. And people have left, people have come.
Yeah.
And, I've just seen different things going on.
Yeah.
And I think God was leading us all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely. And when he brought the three guys in, John and Colin.
Yes.
And the teaching.
And Sonny.
The teaching was fabulous.
Yes.
It was like the three apostles, And we were getting what we call super grade teachers.
Yes.
That actually had international.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in that interesting, because we when we talk about legacy, and most of those gentlemen you mentioned had past retirement age, and what they're doing is serving local church.
Yeah.
And when I say keeping it going, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean in the sense of keeping the doors open and keeping the flock, the congregation fed with the word of God.
That's right.
But of course, you've seen that and you've been part of that. And you shared with me a bit about how you felt impression as well regarding the giving. I don't know, there was a pension you mentioned that you didn't know you were going to get.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there was a pension I had that years before Me and Rod took one out each, and we
Yeah.
put a lump sum in it,
That's right.
and forgot about it. And I actually tried to trace it at one time, and I said, "Oh no, it doesn't exist." You know, it
Right,
came
right.
back. Sorry, mate. You know,
Yeah.
can't help you. So I forgot it,
Yeah.
and I hit 870.
Yeah.
And I got a letter through the door.
Wow.
Oh, your pension has just come to thumb. There's sort of 17,500 or something in it.
Yeah.
I thought, where did that come from? You know?
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll take that.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So I always tithe,
Yeah.
even off large amounts.
Yeah.
And I think it does help, especially a smaller church.
Yeah. And I feel, Peter, that's why I was asking that, because it is the faithfulness of not only with your serving with your time, it is actually with our finances as well, isn't it? And, obviously now we've got Sue, who under my leadership is heading up and beautiful. We've got a beautiful team, and we're going to grow and develop obviously children and youth work. And I feel,
I think that's where the church should have gone.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Right.
Oh well, God has been leading us this way.
Yeah.
And we seem to always come across Bolton.
Yeah, we have.
It was Crawford Street, then it was Bolton Pentecostal, and
that's right.
And now it's Bridge. And we seem to be tied in with you, whether we wanted to or not.
It is true that. I mean, Roy Beresford, that's Sue, many issues now. Her dad and Sue and Peter are part of Horwich now.
Right,
they've decided, that's where they're going to sort of put the bags down. So there is that element of, it's doing the honourable thing when God asks. And I do like what you said earlier about how sometimes you can't get away from it and you just have a peace, and God's leading you into it.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, if you could give any advice to our younger people coming through, what would it be?
Advice is obviously trust God.
Yeah.
Follow His word.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah.
And just remember that God so loved the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
That He gave His only begotten Son.
Yeah. Perfect.
That was the first verse I ever learned.
Yeah.
And straight away I understood it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's revelation, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think as well when because obviously you've got your own health challenges and you had done for a while.
No,
is there anything on your day to day that's a go to? Do you listen to music?
I have a daily reading that I go to off a Bible.
Yeah.
App that I have on my phone.
Yeah.
And they actually talk about it. They have a short message with that.
Yeah, good.
So I take that every day, different ones.
Absolutely.
And it was from Galatians this morning, which I like Galatians.
Yeah.
And I can't always remember it, but
well, yeah.
These days especially.
Yeah.
I know I had a reading this morning, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
Well, you remember it if you need to.
But I just look it up if I need to.
And you're still helping with the sound at Horwich?
Yes, well, I got into that by getting roped into doing FGB work. And
for Gospel Men's,
for Gospel Men's, because they wanted us to record the meetings because it was all on tape then.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of tape recorders, high quality.
Yeah,
and fast recorders that you could do a whole tape in 5 minutes.
That's right. Yeah.
This type of thing.
Yeah.
And I bought a little mixer desk.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And a bunch of microphones and went around doing FGB.
Brilliant. I love the fact that's usually how it works in church. So I got roped into it before you know it, you're doing it. But I think the testimony to you, you do what you can when you can.
Yeah.
I'm here with Dan, our sound guy and video guy today to say we honour that and we love you. We do cherish the moments we've shared here together, and I know it's only a small snippet of your life and your journey.
Oh yeah.
But the one of the things that encourages me is you're still doing it. You know.
Oh, still, if I can.
Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
Really.
Perfect.
I'm just glad that there's other people. Well, I want other people.
Yeah.
I keep pushing James to play me bass guitar. So,
that's right. We've got to have that generation coming through.
Get the younger people to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you much, Peter. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.